Okay, today we've got a very special replay. This is the second game of the 5 games that Liquid TLO did play against DeepMind's new AI for StarCraft AlphaStar. There were a few games that that were shown on the StarCraft Twitch channel, but there were a bunch that weren't shown, so I thought I'd go over those. And from what the descriptions we did here, there seemed to be pretty interesting games, so we'll just jump right in here. This is the second game he played. Second game Liquid TLO did play against AlphaStar. And of course, we already named it, but in the top left-hand corner in the red, we do have Liquid TLO. He's going to start off. He did a pretty he's of course a Zerg player, but he did a pretty standard, a Protoss build for most of these games. But on the other side, certainly not the unique Protoss opener. We have that blue Protoss, AlphaStar, which actually each game was played by a different iteration of the AI itself. And each AI did different things, and well, a bunch of them just decided not to wall off, and they make their 2 gateways right next to the Nexus, prioritizing the efficiency of the workers. And so instead of walling off and trying to prevent adepts getting into the base, they just decided to go ahead and place their gates right by the Nexus along with that first pylon, and plop a Cybercore down there as well. Second pylon from AlphaStar does go down on the near the ramp on the other side there, but initially they decided to go for the more efficient mining placements, and that results in a little bit of an opening for adepts, and Liquid TLO did certainly try to take advantage of that in game 1, but wasn't really quite able to. It got a few probes, but in the end, not a ton of damage. It was cleaned up mostly, and here we've got some adepts coming out to start things off, and on the other side we've got some adepts as well. So both sides going for the same starting units. Stargate going to be the option now for AlphaStar to start things off. And on the other side, no tech yet. Some more depths coming across here for TLO. As the shade comes in from AlphaStar, and we'll clean up the probe from TLO that was scouting earlier. See, as now TLO's adepts do come across the map. They're a little bit desynchronized, and AlphaStar looking, but will not find TLO's adepts. They are able to move past here. So both sets of adepts are going to slip past each other and move on to each other's bases here. And AlphaStar no wall. See if TLO is able to get one up. Already has a probe in position here and a stalker to follow up to defend against these adepts. He is expecting them, and here they come. TLO with the wall off. So these adepts should not find any damage here. They continue to shade up into the high ground, but no damage found here, and they're going to be forced to run away. On the other side, TLO is finding a little bit of damage, but a shield battery already down, and AlphaStar is able to clean that up mostly here. The stalkers from his side going to repel that attack, and another shade, but I don't think this one's going to be successful. Well, maybe the pylon was canceled. Nope, and the shade gets canceled, so I think the adept just got killed, so it didn't matter in the end, but continuing to try to do that as AlphaStar puts down another shield battery at the front here. And the Stargate going to be producing an Oracle, which already looks to be heading across the map, as you see the rally point being set out there. Double Stargate on the other side, though, for TLO, so possible air battle here. As another probe makes its way out on the map for TLO. And the Oracle is making its way across. Of course, stalkers are available to try and repel this one, but in the mineral lines, a shield battery as well. Well prepared is TLO to try to deny any damage from this Oracle. Is another Oracle and follow-up here for AlphaStar. He really likes those units to try and damage the economy of his opponents, and here it comes. Hasn't found anything yet. The stalkers continue to DPS. The Oracle will make its way around the back of the base here, and another volley from these stalkers. Not going to be enough. And the expansion goes down for TLO, but repels those early Oracle harassments. And if the Phoenix is coming out to gain the air controls, another Oracle heads across the map, and nothing else out of the Stargate here as a bunch of stalkers go down, and both players have started their expansions here. TLO is a little bit faster on it, throwing down some shield batteries at the front here, as AlphaStar has opted to go pretty aggressively in the all-ins here. As TLO's Phoenixes will make its way across the map. Missed the Oracle, though, so the Phoenix is not quite catching that one out here, as the Stalkers from AlphaStar do repel us one away, but there's nothing on the high ground yet. Still, TLO will make its way back out. It's pretty hard to pick off too many probes until you have, a lot more Phoenixes here, as the Oracle does find its way in the back. AlphaStar looking for some damage. A shield battery can protect these workers for now. Finds one, finds a second one, a third. Not going to quite fall here as the Phoenix is coming and cleaning up here. So the shield battery energy drained and 2 probes down. But all in exchange for an Oracle here. So neither side suffering too big losses in the early game, and both getting expansions up at pretty good times here. The worker count is decidedly in favor of AlphaStar here. He's made a lot of extra workers here, 37 to 29. Once his expansion goes up, he's going to have it pretty much saturated. Yes, he's already 16 on the 16 already saturated, and a Chrono Boost is going to be invested here from AlphaStar again to get me more workers. Really likes to oversaturate that base. Of course, you continue to get more income up until about 20 workers, and then the extra probes start to mean less and less. Forge was invested in here for TLO, and +1 attack being researched. On the other side, the Phoenixes from TLO again continue to scout here, but the Stalkers push them back. Fleet Beacon going to be coming online here for AlphaStar. Only the one Stargate, though, so we'll see if he goes up to another one. Forge going to be added on for him now. A little bit late in that 1-1 upgrade, though. That could mean a lot here, as TLO already has his halfway done. And he has double Stargate, so if he sees his Fleet Beacon, he's definitely going to win any sort of Phoenix War if Phoenix range is invested in from AlphaStar. Could also go up to Tempest or something like that, but we'll see what he does. But again, the worker count has been cut back down just in terms of the difference here. Just 3 worker advantage here for AlphaStar. And some defenses, some static defense is going to be added on to natural. Some cannons and shield batteries. The Phoenixes from TLO just trying to keep tabs on the army of AlphaStar and make sure there's no move out. Well, looks like they will be found. One Phoenix might just fall, as it's 2v2 here, but the Stalkers make that certainly an uneven fight, and one Stalker trade for one Phoenix trade for one Phoenix. But the other one is very badly bruised, and TLO will get away with it, though. So both players putting shield batteries and cannons down at the front, trying to deny this here, as TLO looking to go get up to this third base here, and AlphaStar has already added on his third base. Keep using male pronouns, but it is just a computer. Not sure what AlphaStar's preferred pronoun is. Looks like we're going to get carries out of this Stargate here. Just the one Stargate still. It's not going up to a second one, and looks like the Fleet Beacon is not researched range at all. As we get a Mothership core here out of this Nexus at the natural. Very interesting here, as well as +1 air upgrades here. So definitely looking to get a pretty big air army going here. And now, looks like Phoenix Ranger will be researched. But he's only got the one Stargate to make stuff here. As Hallucination comes through from AlphaStar, we'll see the natural base. And some gases get added on here. Does know about this third base, though. Is important information. As the carrier announces its presence as another Hallucination heads out. Just one carrier on the field here. Another one going to be following that one up, but again, just the one Stargate, so it's going to take quite a while to get a mass of these. Yeah, but both players just sitting back and playing very passively. Hallucination scouts coming from AlphaStar, and well, now TLO is moving out. He was pretty active with those Phoenixes scouting out early on in the game, but after he realized there was a bunch of air units and a bunch of Stalkers, he was quick to pull back here, and now looks like TLO will make the push in. I'll charge onto that cannon here. The Stalkers are available for AlphaStar to try to push back this attack. The Phoenixes also. Now the force field is trying to force the Stalkers back from this ramp here. AlphaStar is continuing trying to push in. None of the probes are going to make their way out, but again, the force field's denying them an exit. The carrier is doing a good job fighting here, and here comes the Mothership. No detection available right now for TLO, and he's just going to try and make his way onto the Nexus here. The Mothership is going to be big, but the force field's continuing to hold. The sentries have a little bit more energy, so it could put down another force field or so, but they get that Nexus, and looks like TLO is just going to try and make his way out here. The Nexus being remade now for AlphaStar, but he's actually supply blocked. This mothership was a pretty good investment, at least for the time being. No detection available again for TLO. We'll see if he adds on a robo or something, as +2 is just about to finish here, and some more air units going to be made for TLO. Got good saturation on all 3 bases. And we got some High Templar making their way out now. See if they become Archons or if they're just going to stay and gather energy for Storms. Stargate going to come online for TLO. I believe that's 3 Stargates now. Yep, 3 Stargates for TLO. But has really not been able to produce a ton of air units. Another hallucination comes across and quickly killed by TLO. Now this 3rd base about halfway done for AlphaStar, but that was a very nice pickup for TLO. The 2nd Stargate has been added on now for AlphaStar. But it's still just a matter of, you know, TLO just has more Stargates, so if it becomes an air war, TLO should win it. But AlphaStar just might not let him start building up those air units. He's coming across here 3 carriers, a mothership, and a bunch of stalkers. It's a pretty big army here. And again, I'm not sure if there's detection available right now. The Phoenix will make its way out and will get pushed back here. The Revelation is possible. Oh, and it looks like the cannon's already getting shredded at the front here. Tempest trying to join from TLO, so that should help trying to pick off his mothership maybe. Good long range. It's damage here. The carries push forward again, and TLO continuing to try to destroy these interceptors with the Archons. They're doing a pretty good job of it. Another warp in here defensively. Tempest continuing to work its way on the mothership. Now TLO has got 3 Tempests now. The interceptors again getting picked off, and the carriers continue to make those, but just not doing it fast enough for this push. AlphaStar continuing to go, though, making his way onto the Stargate. It's not producing anything right now. Killing out a few probes in the process as well. Some more building going down at the front. Shield batteries and photon cannons. Now it looks like, look at TLO will proc that stasis ward as more interceptors do go down. Another carrier joining from the base. Here is the mothership getting very low, about a quarter health. A few more volleys from the Tempest will take it down. It's a big loss. Now TLO just might win this fight. Again, the interceptors being destroyed by these Archons. Archons very good counter to those. These Zealots are coming forward here. The Stalkers trying to kite backwards, and these carriers, 1 carrier completely out of interceptors, another with just 1 left. And they do not have the consistent DPS they need to win this fight. And now TLO is pushing back AlphaStar, despite having all these really high-tech units and pretty much air control for the most part. The Tempest, though, did a huge job in pushing back that mothership, but the fight continuing here. The interceptors will make their way back into the carriers. Now they're back up to a respectable number of interceptors, but pushing forward is TLO. Now he's going to get caught in another stasis. And looks like that this fight might turn right back around on TLO here. The carriers now with enough interceptors are winning this fight for him. Air control gain for AlphaStar, and the Tempests are being pushed back. And looks like TLO loses his entire army. The Observers and this Tempest are going to fall here. TLO will survive with some Archons and a High Templar, but that was a very large portion of his army there, as some Zealots on the other side get picked off as well. It was a very nice initial fight from TLO, but then he just went a little bit too far forward and threw away the majority of his army there. Picking off that mothership was huge, but it's being remade now, almost completed. As you see, AlphaStar is 22 out of a little bit oversaturated on the natural there. It just needs 8 probes to mine that. Now he's taking him off here as the 4th base is started up. Will not be completed for quite a while here. Again, TLO started his 4th base, so pretty similar timings on these bases for the most part in this game. But the word count has been decidedly in AlphaStar's favor for the majority of it, as the Zealot tries to make his way in and spots the 4th base and then decides to make his way back out. The Zealot just spotting around the map right now. Some carries being made from TLO as well. 2 at a time here. The 3rd Stargate sitting idly by. It looks like the majority of the army for TLO is going to be made up of Archons and air units. It's going to be the majority of his army composition, and some charge lots as well. And AlphaStar, I believe he spotted that. Yep, did spot that 4th base, which pretty crucial information to know what the economy is going to be as it finishes up now. So TLO will have access to the 4th base a little bit sooner. Actually, about the similar timing here. And on the other side, that Zealot was picked off. Going for some more information. So actually, the fourth bases are pretty similar timings, but TLO hasn't moved all his workers over yet. Actually just doesn't have the workers to saturate right now. AlphaStar already has a completely saturated fourth base as soon as it's finished. Just because of that extra worker count, 62 to 81 in workers now, and it's a pretty big advantage. Of course, you sit with those workers idly for a long time because they're just really not getting any efficiency because you have, like oversaturated naturals and third bases. But once you get that fourth base up, economy just explodes because of that. So it's key to get those bases up and keep them up for as long as possible to make that investment in the workers worth it. Otherwise, they just become inefficient. But clearly the AI has identified the risk is worth it because of just how robust your economy can get. As the fifth base is going to be started up here, and no fifth base from TLO. So again, his economy just hasn't been good this entire game, at least in comparison to his opponent. The economy, you would say, generally has been pretty good. It's overall. Here's some more carries being added on here for TLO, and the other side, even more carries for AlphaStar with a mothership. And some more air forces, a few sentries as well on the ground. But again, this is a primarily air battle here as we get some oracles on the other side here with a hallucinated phoenix. But the oracle's getting some damage done now. 56 workers, 55, 54. He's rapidly killing workers here at the natural and main bases, and TLO is going to be forced to try and make his way back over to shut this down. Looks like TLO is moving out across the map here, scared of maybe another counterattack, where he's just deciding now is the time to go. I've got him the number of carriers I need. I'm going to use the Zealots to try and destroy a base. As these oracles continue to look for damage here. 3 oracles that can kill workers very, very fast, and they also die very fast when a bunch of carriers come running at them. Or flying at them, I suppose. A random pylon there from AlphaStar. As again, this fifth base comes up, and his economy again has just been much, much better. The units lost been better for the most part for TLO in terms of the number of units, but the resources not in his favor. As the third ground upgrade does come in, and +2 air weapons going to be invested in for TLO. But AlphaStar already has armor for his air units, so he's a bit ahead in those air upgrades, and his economy has just been better overall as he's adding on another Nexus here. So looks like AlphaStar is in a pretty commanding position here in the second game. Mothership is available for TLO as well, though, so it's a mothership and carrier battle versus mothership and carrier. Few assorted ground units, Zealots on one side, Stalkers on the other here as Tempest fire a few shots. Just one left for TLO, but that long-range ability is pretty nice here. A recall going to come in, and the army of AlphaStar will escape here to this fifth base here. The sixth base about halfway done. It's a pretty aggressive placement on the sixth base, though. It's about halfway up the map, very close to TLO. Instead of taking this one down in the bottom corner here, maybe this one to the left here. AlphaStar has gone for a very, very aggressive placement. Now we get TLO's fifth base coming up here. But again, his economy has been significantly worse here. 54 to 87 workers. AlphaStar has just consistently made them, and now that has certainly paid off. TLO moving out again here. I don't believe his information on that base here. But the revelation does come down and reveals the entire army here for AlphaStar. And that's a heck of a lot of carriers, but Archon's pretty good against those carriers. Picking out those interceptors can be crucial because they pretty much become just paperweights without those interceptors, just big, slow airships that don't really do much, so destroying those interceptors is crucial. Again, this base unscouted. AlphaStar has not moved any workers over here yet. But the base still, I believe, unscouted here. Yep. Liquid TLO does not know about this one, so it's a pretty big bonus here. If AlphaStar is able to actually get workers on that base, he'll have a really big lead there. There's another one being added on here. So 7 to 5 bases here. AlphaStar up 2 bases now once this other one finishes there in the bottom left-hand corner. And he actually now the worker's moving over, so the saturation does come in here for AlphaStar. But again, 54 to 87 workers just completely destroying in economy right now. AlphaStar made a little bit of a misstep, but the recall came in and saved his butt there. Now the mothership and carrier army moving out again. There's just so much going on the screen right now. I feel like my FPS is dropping. That's just a heck of a lot of carriers there. It's a 20-minute game now. We've just crested that mark here, and carrier mothership army for both sides. A few other units here. Some more shield batteries gonna be added on. These static defenses come in handy, but at this point, there's so much DPS on both sides that those melt instantly if they get focused down here. The Archon's moving forward. TLO trying to move forward, but there's just so many interceptors here. And looks like the mothership just goes down. TLO's mothership already fell. AlphaStar positioning pretty far back behind his base here. Now gets revealed and should fall. TLO will win this. At least bully AlphaStar off. I'm not sure if he'd win that straight up fight here, but he's going to do it and destroy this base. But AlphaStar has many to fall back on here, and now TLO's going to find out about just how many bases he has in a moment here. Another one in the corner still with workers moving towards it. But again, these stack defenses, they just fall so quickly when you have this amount of carriers. They just instantly deleted here. Another Nexus going to fall. So this base, it's about 5 bases to 5 bases again that are actually mining here. At least 4 to 4. The main bases have mined out by now. And now the original natural from AlphaStar under fire. TLO continuing to push forward. So many interceptors on the screen right now fighting each other, and the amount of carriers is just insane. Again, the mothership falls here for TLO, and the amount of carries here for AlphaStar is just insane. Another Tempest from the back firing away, but the mothership for AlphaStar getting low. He's continuing to push back Liquid TLO, though, and the carrier count is dwindling here. AlphaStar just has too many carriers, and now pushing back TLO all the way back to his bases. And AlphaStar gave up a lot here, but once the engagement came in, he won it convincingly. And now, looks like Liquid TLO will just have to call GG. The last fight was a convincing win. Just more carriers equals an easy win there for AlphaStar.